everybody, what's up? I'm Sarah the Rebel.
I'm Iffy Wadiway.
And this is Ready to Ramble. I'm gonna headbutt you.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Jeez, he was ready.
Yeah,
he was ready. Y'all saw that. Anyway,
down.
guys, we have a special guest today, Megaran.
Yo, what's up?
Please tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, they call me Teacher Rapper Hero. I'm a hip-hop artist, former teacher from Philadelphia who loves wrestling, comic books, cartoons, anime, and video games. And I just throw them all together in this little pot of gumbo, and I call it chip-hop. That's what I do. That's what I like.
Pretty legit. So I first found out about you actually through Xavier Woods.
Word.
And then I ended up at PAX South, I believe, where you had a show.
I did.
Yes, and I ended up in the crowd. I was like,
Like, how did I end up here?
Amazing. And I loved your set and I love your music. So thank you so much for letting us talk to you.
No problem.
Yeah. I think I found you through the Twitter scape. There was, I don't remember how, but eventually we both ended up following each other, and I remember being like super interested because we were talking about the fighting game community, and we're talking about the release of the newest Street Fighter when it was just bare bones.
Oh, I kind of went in on Street Fighter 5.
That was rough.
I wasn't very happy. I was like, oh, we're $60 for a third of the game.
No one was very happy. But we're not here to talk to you about video games.
Let's not talk about that.
We can go on.
Oh yeah, I can get
we can go on that. But we're here to talk about wrestling. So when did you get into wrestling? What do you love about wrestling?
Wow, my earliest wrestling memory, my cousin Howie would always sit me in front of the TV Saturday mornings. And the 80s, you know, the big colorful stuff, the Rockin' Wrestling cartoon. That might be before you guys' time.
I don't know. I was not, but I did not know there was a cartoon.
Yeah, Hogan and all those guys, they had a cartoon. It was great. And then they had the rubber toys and stuff like that. And it was just so big and colorful in the 80s. So I remember going to wrestling events, and I watched WrestleMania 3 from the Spectrum. They had it on a big screen where we could watch it in the stadium. And I really enjoyed it. I was born and raised in Philadelphia, which is a big wrestling town. Yeah. A lot of NWA came through, a lot of WWF, WCW later. So yeah, I was just kind of caught up in it, and I really always dug the storylines. And my mom would try to talk me out of it, like, this is stupid, you know this is fake.
Oh, moms.
They're all laughing at you and counting their money in the back, you know. I'm like, they are not. No, they're not, Mom. They hate each other, you know. Like, I was trying to convince her, but
when you found out that it was scripted, did that like really affect you, or were you old enough already that you were just like, meh?
Found out.
Nothing. So who was your favorite wrestler back in the day?
Macho Man, by far. My favorite, man. Huge fan of Macho. I remember having a foam finger, and I just love this move, like the voice. Ooh yeah, cream with a crop. Yeah. You know, like I just always loved what he was about. He was flashy, but he got the job done. He loved and respected his woman. Like I was all about Macho Man and Jake the Snake, probably. Those are my two favorites from back in the day.
Two legit choices.
How about now? Who's your guy right now?
Now, I always like guys who can work. I like big guys, so I dig Braun Strowman.
That's my Braun Strowman impression.
We call him Biff Strongman.
Biff Strongman.
But I like guys who can move too. So Seth Rollins, I love what he can do in the ring. Rusev, I'm a big fan of him. So you know, I like guys who have a captivating character beyond what they can do in the ring. I think that's always been my favorite guys.
Right.
What about your...
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Jinx?
Malcolm Wood. Okay, I did it. No?
Okay,
no?
What about your favorite women's wrestler?
Oh, man. I really love Charlotte a lot. I think Charlotte's incredible. She's probably the #1 reason, besides the New Day, that I watch Raw.
Yeah.
Just to see what she's going to do.
Yeah.
She's like completely carried the Raw brand, in my opinion. And so I was hurt to see her lose the title. And lose on a pay-per-view.
And lose for no reason.
For no reason.
No
you could have saved that, but we'll get into that. But Charlotte, killing it. I love her work in the ring. She's great on the mic. She holds it down.
And she just seems to get better every week. That's why I love her. Like, she's just really realizing how to be a heel, and she's growing every time. And like, to be honest, she makes some women who get in the ring with her look a little poor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's like super fun to watch. Like, I think you said it before on an earlier episode,
which is filmed in a real production studio.
But like,
Sure.
she knows how to tell a story in the ring, and you get involved. And I remember before I really got invested, it was right when they were kind of getting rid of the divas and more pumping up the women's division. My buddy Kyle was like, Charlotte, she really tells her. I was like, let me just check out one match, and that's all I needed. I was hooked. I was like, she knows what she's doing.
She's legit, man. She can move. She tells the story. I mean, moonsaults and all kinds of things. Like,
every time I once had to scream into my hand at a live show because she moonsaulted and I was way too close, and I could see it really see that she was moonsaulting. I was just like, so that nobody around me would judge me, but I was terrified.
Wow.
Like, she is amazing.
It's a pretty terrifying move when you think about it.
It's like a real human is doing.
Flip backwards and hope for the best.
I know. Hopefully this will work out.
Hopefully. And sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it doesn't.
If you were a wrestler, what would be your finisher?
Man, back in the day, I mean, I'm a huge Mega Man fan, and Mega Man.
Really? That's so shocking.
I know, right? And so, Mega Man's known as the Blue Bomber.
Yeah.
And so, when I make characters on games, I usually make a guy and call him like the Brown Bomber or the Black Bomber. So, like, his thing is always like he's a power bomb machine. Like Taz was the suplex guy. He had a million different suplexes. So I would make my guy have a bunch of different power bombs. And so that was always my thing. So I think the power bomb would be my move. I love the jackknife. I like the I don't know if you guys remember from the Attitude Era, a guy named D'Lo Brown.
Oh, yeah.
D'Lo had the Sky High, which is like the pop-up power bomb, but I think better. He would just push you up by your shoulders and then just bring you down like from so high up.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would do something like that, I think.
I don't think anybody does anything like that anymore. I mean, people do power bombs, but I don't think any wrestler has just a set of the same sort of move that they do anymore.
No, not a lot of guys do that.
So, of course, you love music. Music is an important part of your life.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
with that in mind, do you have any favorite wrestler theme songs or least favorites or any that
Man,
really
there's so
stand
many
out to you?
good ones. I love the, they repurposed it. It was originally the Patriot, which became Kurt Angle's theme. Love that one a lot. D-Generation X. They did a remix of that on a project with Run DMC. I don't know if you heard that, but that was really dope. I love that track. Triple H, all of his music's been great. I like the My Time when he first kind of really started. Stone Cold, of course. There's a lot of really, really good ones. And today, I think even better. Man, shout out to the CFOs, which are, I don't know how, but somehow just banging out
I feel like
great
they're
track
sometimes
after
just
great track.
sneakily having other people. Like, I swear it's Bubba Sparks in AJ's. I swear it.
Bubba Sparks.
I
Well,
swear.
I will say I do want to correct on an earlier episode. I said D-Generation X. I said it was by Rage Against the Machine, not by the Rage. Sounds very similar.
It does sound similar.
Within the style.
It was a very smaller group. I think the guy, the lead singer, actually passed away recently.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I felt even
he did
more
the vocals on DX and on Triple H's first theme. But I don't know his name, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
put
it in the
it
super
somewhere.
right here.
It's gonna be in a
Rest
caption.
in peace, my man.
R.I.P. Cameron. Cameron's gonna edit this for us. Cameron, just add that in there in post. Thank you. So, do you have any that you hate that come on and you're just like, why'd you do this?
You know, maybe it's because of what I know is going to happen when it happens. It's like Stephanie McMahon's theme.
I hate it. No, it's just bad. Let's be real. Why?
Yeah.
You're a strong, powerful woman. Why is that your theme?
Something a little stronger would work. But yeah, not a big fan. That's probably the one where I'm like, yeah.
I wish that the camera just cuts to you when she's walking down. And you go,
like,
why?
That'd be my least favorite.
Would there be a wrestler that you would love to make the entrance song for? Like somebody you feel like, man, I could really make you something for you.
Oh, totally. Xavier Woods. I don't know.
Yes.
That's kind of
that makes sense.
obvious.
You can pick it.
But when I heard the T.J. Perkins theme and like how Mega Man based it was, I was like, yo.
Nobody
Y'all couldn't holler at me. Like,
Mega Man was wrong.
I could have hooked it up, you know. I could have hooked it up. But it's a really great, like, if there's somebody said, hey, do Mega Man, but don't do Mega Man. That would be it, and and it's legit. It instantly makes you think Mega Man, but it's not Mega Man. So I love what they did with it, but I could have.
I agree with you, but yeah, man, I didn't even have any feelings about T.J. Perkins. I didn't watch the Cruiserweight Classic or anything because I'm busy, man. There's too much wrestling on TV. Don't judge me.
Too much. Yeah.
But his theme song made me like him because I was just like,
right. Once I heard the song, I was like, oh, okay, I'm in.
Right. Like, who's this guy? I'm gonna root for him because I love this song and how they have the little hearts on the ramp when he's coming down, like it's an actual video game.
I like that a lot. I think that somebody recently discovered that there's a crossover with video games and wrestling. So they're like, let's see if we can weave them in a little bit.
And you know, it might have a lot to do with Xavier, who you've met him before, right?
Yeah, he's a good old friend of mine. Before he was Xavier Woods, even Consequences Creed, he had emailed me way back and was like, hey, I like video games. I'm a wrestler. I work with this company, Florida Championship Wrestling, and they're letting us choose our own themes. So can I use one of your songs to come out to? And I was like, absolutely. Like, that's an honor.
Yeah.
And so he did for a couple matches at FCW. And then he's like, all right, so now I need you to like sign some paperwork to make sure this is official. And I was like, okay. And he sent me a piece of paper and it had WWE's logo on top. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, oh yeah, WWE bought FCW and they're going to be called NXT. And I don't know if they're going to let me use my music still, but, you know, just in case. But they didn't. They didn't let him use it. Kind of changed his character up. And from there, he's like, yo, man, I think, you know, I'm doing well. They're telling me one day I may get to Raw. I got this crazy idea. Me and two homies are going to just do this crazy, nerdy gimmick. And I don't know if it's going to work, but you'll see. And then next thing you know, New Day popped off. And, like, you know, and it's just exploded, you know. So yeah, we've been friends for a long time, and just mutual lovers of games and game music, game remixes. We send each other like, yo, did you hear this Zelda remix? Yo, you know.
As long as you don't send you any of that K-pop. I'm like, oh, you sent me some new music. Oh, this is terrible. This is absolutely horrible. You have terrible
taste. I K-pop.
Listen, there is good K-pop music.
I like J-pop. I haven't really listened to a whole lot of K-pop.
Listen, there's some great J-pop. There's some great K-pop. But I'm going to say it right now, Xavier, if you're watching, your taste is particularly terrible.
Wow.
This is bad. Shiny? Nah. Shine me off. Nope, don't want it.
Well, there it is.
No, thank you.
Wow.
So, have you met any other wrestlers or not? Is there anybody else you'd want to meet?
Yeah, honestly, not to like super name drop, but
no, not name drop. That's what
a couple of years ago, Woods invited me to WrestleMania, and it was like totally last minute. 2 years ago in San Jose, he was like, "Yo, I know WrestleMania is this Sunday." It was like Thursday. He's like, "Yo, I got an extra ticket, and I got an extra like friends and family pass. Do you want to come?" And I was like, let me think about it. Yeah.
In all caps.
And I was on the next thing smoking. And like he's like, yo, bring a suit. And I was like, cool. Brought a suit, went to the after party, met like everybody. And like it was insane. And I was like, the 10-year-old me is like trying to jump out and like, yo, that's Ric Flair. Yo, that's, you know. And he's like, just be cool. And luckily it was an open bar situation, so he's like, you know, just let the drinks flow. Let it do what it do.
That doesn't make me any chiller.
Just relax. And I was like, okay, cool. So I did. I relaxed. And it was Lillian Garcia who kind of broke the ice. She came to me and asked me to take a picture of her and a bunch of wrestlers. She's like, can you take this picture? And I was like,
because you look like a good picture
I just look like a regular dude. And she's like, okay. And so I did it. And then I was like, can you take a picture of me and all these people? And so next thing you know, I got pictures with like Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, Hall and Nash, like everybody that was there. And they were all like mad cool. There are a few people Woods told me don't approach because they're not nice. But I won't talk about that.
I know who's talking about.
But they're probably exactly who you think they are though. And he's just like, yeah, don't bother. Don't bother.
But it's nice to have a friend who's like, no, I'm just going to save you from that.
Right. He's like, nah.
This area, over here.
It was awesome, man, like in wrestling terms, like Woods did a great job of like putting me over. Like he would go to the guys like, yo, man, Mega Ran's dope, he makes great music. Yo, you got to check him out. Like, and that was awesome. And so that was crazy. Then after that, we met up again at a game bar. We always go to game bars. If we're in the same city, we go to arcade bar. And AJ Styles was there, like right before he had, you know, debuted. And we wound up talking for like 40 minutes about wrestling video games. Like, AJ's a huge gamer.
He's got an arcade system in his house, right?
Yeah, he's all about games. So we talked about games, and he put me on to a wrestling game I had never played before. And we just always start, now every time he sees me, like, yo, what's up, man? You play anything new? So That's pretty awesome. So yeah, there's been a few.
Yeah, we were
folks.
gonna have you play. We have an arcade in the back of
Yeah.
Hyper, and we were gonna have you play on it. The real studio that actually exists.
In the real studio.
Mega Man doesn't believe me. It's fine. You guys
That
can tell him.
exists. It really exists.
It is. It's real. I
No.
swear.
No.
So, Raw, SmackDown, NXT 205, or something non-WWE. Do you have like a favorite show that you like to watch?
Not really, but I like to watch about 20 minutes of each of those. I feel like that gives me everything I need. I like it all, but there is a little too much content
Too
right now.
much.
Just too much going
Who
on.
has time?
Then there's Lucha, you know, and honestly, I get into it most when I'm able to go to a live show.
Yeah.
So if a live show's happening where I am, word cat.
Bailey was like,
Like, yeah. I'll do whatever I can to get to a show. That's my favorite thing. And when I see it live, that's when I jump back into it heavy. But I would say Raw, I guess mainly just because Raw is the flagship show. That's the one I've been watching the longest. So I tend to trudge through Raw and stick with it the most. But I think that SmackDown is giving you the better product right now. So I do enjoy that probably the most.
can agree. Yeah, we just kind of we didn't just discover Lucha Underground, but we really actually just sat down and watched it. And Iffy and I are both kind of like, oh my god, this is amazing.
It's so great.
So
on Netflix now. So
yes, very
no
easy.
excuse.
Go watch it. So we had 2 questions from Twitter.
Yeah.
And I love the names because I get to say crazy names. So Tyrant Rick 360 asked your top 3 wrestlers of all time, and if you could, which wrestler you would partner up with?
Wow, of all time.
All time.
Well, Macho Man, of course. I would say Rob Van Dam. He's up there. And I guess I gotta say Jake the Snake since I had him in my list. And who I would partner up with, I think with me being a big guy, I would need a smaller guy that can jump around and flip and stuff. So I would partner with Eddie Guerrero. That would be my partner.
Oh,
We would
R.I.P.
cheat.
Cheat, lie, steal. Mike Nuno, Mike _ Nuno, or Nuno. I don't know, maybe he just couldn't get a tilde in there. Who knows, man? I don't know. Nuno. Is there another Matt Mania album in the making?
Actually, there is. Yes, glad you asked. It's we're putting out a song per week every Monday. It's called Monday Night Ran.
Yeah.
It will be each one is on What Culture's website. We did one this past week was the NWO. The week before that we did a Finn Balor track. So for those who don't know, I do a track where I remix some wrestling music, add some lyrics on top of it, kind of have fun with it, and put them all together as an album called Matt Mania, with the beats by my buddy Casey Links Kinetic. So the next one is coming next Monday, and they will come until WrestleMania. So that will be next week. So yeah, the release party is in Orlando. So if you guys are gonna be there, that is my next big show, which will be Friday, the 31st. Well, it's the big show. Well. So yes, yeah, go to whatculture.com. There are a new Monday Night Ran track coming up every week, and yeah, you can get them there.
Awesome. Cameron, our co-host who could not be here, said, this is a weird question, by the way. If you could jump into a time machine and join any organization, what would it be, and who would you like to face or manage?
Like wrestling organization? Like
I'm guessing it's like stables is maybe what he means.
Oh,
like
okay.
like DX or...
Oh, well, I would join the Nation of Domination.
Yes.
I honestly feel like I wish they would bring that back. I feel like it's an angle that
Well, people
could
got
work.
hyped during Halloween when the New Day came out, like...
Oh yeah,
kinda,
it was
and,
kind of like maybe. And the old rumors of New Day was like, oh, they're going to be a new nation, you know. So I would like to see it. It's controversial enough to work.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to touch that kind of stuff now.
They don't want to touch nothing, man. I'm still mad about Black History Month with y'all, WWE. I hope y'all watch this.
Yeah.
And Vince is just sitting
They
there.
kind of messed up.
You
with
gotta
that.
understand on point.
Ramble. We're shutting you down.
Ready to Ramble doesn't like it. Shut him down. No.
And then he walks.
Yeah, but if I could go back, it would be the Nation. If it was like an old, like federation or something, I'd go back to the old, and this is definitely before your time, UWF, Universal Wrestling Federation, which was that's where the Fabulous Freebirds got their start. The Von Erichs were there. Ted DiBiase was a good guy. Dr. Death Steve Williams was like the main good guy. He was like the Stone Cold of that time.
Uh-huh.
Jim Ross was the commentator.
Right.
So it was like, oh my God, no, here comes Dr. Down, kicking ass, oh my God. And so that was great.
Sounds hype.
Ron Simmons, who was later Farouk, was there. So back then they didn't have a lot of like big African American dudes. So like I would like to come in there and just like beat everybody up.
Right.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for talking with us and for coming here with your very busy schedule. So tell people all the things they need to support you and buy your music and where they can find you online. Lay it on them.
Here's all the things. You ready for all the things? All right. If you go to megaran.com, you'll get updates on my tour. Currently out on tour with MC Lars. After that, we're doing Matt Mania down at WrestleMania. Then a bunch of different conventions all over the place. And then a UK tour in May. You go to megaranmusic.com to get my music. You go to megaranmerch.com to get like shirts and hats and things.
Man, bring us no shirt.
And then, dang, I sure didn't. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta come to the show.
Gotta spend that money. Friends buy each other's products.
Yeah.
That's right. And add me on Twitter if there's any other things. It's Mega Ran, but it looks like Meg Ryan when you look at it real fast.
It does.
But it's not though. So you know, Meg Ryan ain't. She ain't coming like this. She ain't got it.
You know, y'all should do a collabo. I heard she's real hot.
I called
on the
her.
mic.
She's real busy though. She's spitting fire. I think she's on the new Drake album or something. I don't know.
Well, send me that mail. Hello.
Free smoke.
You got mail. Hey, hey. No.
I've only listened to one song on that album. Glow. My man Kanye.
The one with Kanye is
Yeah.
good. It's good.
That's my man.
And there's another one. I don't remember the name, but there's a couple I really like.
All right. So we're gonna see you guys on a Saturday on Twitch. Hyper RPG is where you're gonna find us. 6:30. Is that what time we come on? I don't even know. 6:30 every Saturday.
Twitch.tv.
Give us money also. This is very important. You need to donate so they pay us.
Money.
And buy his music.
Money.
Dollar bills. What do we have? The Shame It Band track we can add in post, Cameron?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's interesting.
This cat was making big moves.
So if you just heard a strange noise in the background, don't adjust your television sets.
I was wondering, am I supposed to acknowledge the cat or pretend like the cat is not there?
You know, always acknowledge
I was gonna
the cat.
wait until something gets knocked down, but
well, that'll be moments from now. I don't know if he's in the shot. That's Bailey. For those of you who don't watch my streams, you should be watching my stream. There we go. Yep.
Right on my water.
Right on down. All right. That's why you have cats in every podcast room. They add a little flavor. You know, you're starting to get stale. You're just asking questions, and then the cat comes in and asks why. I wish more people would tweet us. He's ready to rip. My cat is just slowly taking. So what's funny is right before the show, I picked everything up off the floor and put it back. And now I'm remembering how it got to the floor in the first place.